Hi, it's Ben here, Solar Reconnect. We're at a system installation in the hills and we are doing a Wi-Fi reconnect of the iStore. Now, the customer has changed their Wi-Fi password, they might have changed their network. Very commonly, they'll go from the old internet to the new NBN, and Starlink's also becoming very popular. What that will do is that will disconnect your inverter from the home internet, and by doing so, that will knock the inverter communication off. Now, the inverter will continue to work, but it is important that you obviously have it connected, and that helps us for troubleshooting, problem solving with the inverter, but also your data collection, making sure you can see when it's producing power and how much power you produce in certain days, and start obviously working around your power management for the system. So we'll jump straight in. To start, you will need to have the iSolar app on your phone. That will then rely you to connect to the inverter directly, and then from there we'll input some settings. So the first step for this is to scan the QR code, which is located on the side of the inverter. Once we have done that, we will then need to log in. For this stage here, you will need to contact your installer, and it will ask you to put in a password. You will need to select user by hitting the drop down option. Once you have done that, you will enter the password which has been provided by the installer. If one hasn't been set, it will ask you to set your own. I recommend making this something very generic, something like capital S for solar 123. Once you've done that, you can then log in the app. At this point, you are connected to the inverter, so you are able to do setting changes. And what we want to do is hit the set button. But as you can see, before we go any further, like I mentioned at the start of the video, this inverter is producing. So right now we can see what power it's making, what it's made today. We can also see its total yield as well. So even though it has lost internet connection, it's continued to produce without any issues. So we're going to hit the set button. Then what we're going to do is move through to the router connection settings. And then here is where we will do our connection to the Wi-Fi. So we'll select the Wi-Fi network that we want by hitting the drop down. Once we've selected the one we want, we'll then input the password. And once we've done that and we're happy with the password we've put in, at the top right hand corner there, we will hit the connect button. While that is connecting, you'll see the load graph come up, and eventually we want to see connection successful. If you do not receive this message, please just start and repeat the steps again. It may just be a case of the password being input incorrectly, and sometimes you will find that it is required to do once or twice before the setting does take. As you can see now, finalized it and received the connection successful message. The light on the dongle has changed to green and is also now got stop blinking for us and holding a steady light. So we can see that we're connected, and if we go back into the app, we will now see the data coming through.